Hey guys, it's Teatime here and welcome back to another speed build. Today is a tiny home based on something I've seen in a video that I will link below for you. Very similar actually. I started trying to make something different and it just sort of looked very similar, so credit to those lovely people who actually built their house in real life. Like I said, I'll link it below. I've been watching a few tiny builds lately, like real life builds, and yeah, it's sort of taken my interest trying to fit things in cleverly. It's a bit hard to do in Sims properly because, I mean, you can't just integrate your storage into the stairs and the couches and things like that. It's a bit hard. But it's fun trying to get sort of the feel of these places. So this one was actually shipping containers converted into something quite modern. And yes, small and usable, but very sustainable. I believe they did have their own water tanks, rainwater tanks, which came off the roof, and solar panels as well, which yeah, I think they used for maybe nighttime use and things like that. I'm not entirely sure how it worked. Go watch the video, it's kind of interesting. But yes, here I am trying to make something sort of similar. I was trying to make that corrugated sort of siding work, as it's sort of an Australian build, and that's totally appropriate. But in the end, I went for a very natural wooden sort of look for everything, and I really like how it turned out. It's very cute. I'd be perfectly happy using this for a couple of Sims. Anyway, it's kind of disappointing that we don't have something like an sustainable living pack or something like that. I'd really love that, just so you can sort of have Sims that live off the grid. I've done this here on Windenburg to give it an isolated feel, so it's the very tiny little lot in the middle of the Windenburg Island. And I really like the idea of this island being all sustainable living, modern builds, maybe a couple of people who have saved to try and make something small and workable, and maybe a couple of builds that are people that have money and just want to live different, live isolated, live a little bit sustainable, but still in something nice and big and a little bit luxurious. Yeah, I would really love a pack that could make those things happen. Rainwater tanks, different piping, maybe a compost toilet, not that we need any more toilets. Yeah, like a few interesting things, and maybe some more vegetables and things that we could grow. I don't know. Honestly, there's a lot of things I want first, but sometimes I go to make a build and I'm just like, I just really want solar panels or something, you know? But it's not the end of the world in The Sims. Yeah, considering it's not necessarily going to make an impact on the environment in real life to not have solar panels on your Sims house. So, yeah, not fast right now. But yes, you can see I'm doing a lot of modern, clean fittings. That was pretty much what they had in their house. And like I said, a lot of this is based really solidly off what they themselves did with their house. Just because I couldn't move away from what they'd done because it was cool. Yeah, sometimes you just get an image in your head and it's just so hard to break that image and create something different. I mean, if I hadn't done a lot of the wood, perhaps I could have come up with something different, but I really liked the wood. I loved so many natural textures and tones and a touch of really clean, modern. So yeah, that's sort of what I went with in the end. But yes, this kitchen I am tiling. I do subway tiles. I think it gives it a slight touch of an industrial look, which I think suits this really clean, modern, wooden look surprisingly well. We are squishing a bathroom down that end as well. So all of these rooms pretty much open and walk straight through into each other. So it's probably meant more for a very small family or a couple or something like that. Just because their privacy is maybe an issue, but you know what? Maybe some families don't even care. But yes, doing the roofing now. I do sort of a corrugated sort of look. To catch that idea of maybe the water running off the back and collecting, although there is no tank here because I just couldn't figure out how to make one, unfortunately. I mean, I suppose, no, I don't know. Anyway, I'm trying to work on solar panels now. I do get rid of some of them. It ends up just being one on each roof. but we don't really have anything that particularly looks like solar panels. Yeah, so I just do that really plain black roof texture in the end, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. If I went to play with this in-game, I may actually turn those into something like little skylights, open skylights, or glass roofing or something like that, just so it actually had some practicality in-game. Yes, I'm trying to figure out now how to make these look like they're supported. So I do size down the Festivus poles, as I like to call them, and yes, sort of make them look like some little struts holding things up. Perhaps that's some kind of reclaimed, recycled wood or something that is holding that up. Also, if you do want to know how I did the supports underneath the build, basically I put everything up on the second story and then put it at the height that the poles wanted to sit. So put the poles down and make sure that the house lowers down directly onto them as if that's a level beneath them. And then I lower the whole thing down with move objects on. So that cheat is bb.moveobjects in your little cheat bar, and that, yes, that sort of makes them smush down into the ground without causing any indentation in the terrain. And yeah, I can't remember who I learnt that off, otherwise I would credit a video, but I'm not going to find it, so I'm sorry, I'm not going to. A few people have been doing it though, so it is going around. But anyway, you can see now we are working on a little study nook. So this is another thing they had in their house that I really wanted to put in. I kind of wish I'd kept the shelves white, but in the end we do change it up so it is a lighter wood colour, that very light, like the dining table, and that's sort of a feature wood along with the white and a few grey accents to go around. Yes. But yes, I do love how this turned out. This is sort of a little office space. I'm thinking a couple is probably what comes to mind for this. Yes, I think I take out that speaker after a while because it's annoying. I don't remember. Maybe I left it there? I feel like I should know. I did take it out because I put another wall speaker up that has the relaxing music from, I think, Spa Day. I felt like that was appropriate for this house. In the end, they don't actually end up having a TV either. So it's very much a off-the-grid sort of feel, like we don't even need the TV, we've got books, we can entertain ourselves, like we're right on the beach. Oh my goodness, how much would I love ocean swimming, living on Windenburg. I would just make a family and live on Windenburg, and that would be my dream life. If I ever did a dream life LP, beautiful. Or if there was skiing, somewhere where you could go skiing. Oh, I'm in my little dream world now. Anyway, take out that wall, that looks stupid. Yeah, so I'm trying to make this sort of little corner couch. I wish we had some other cushions to put down to make that kind of work, but that's all we've got for now. And yeah, I mean, it works. But there's a very limited amount of swatches, and because it's from the toddler pack, they're all very bright, so there's not really anything muted and delicate or masculine. I mean, there's one that's the grey and black and white, and I think I do end up using that to keep everything a little bit more monotoned, which I did like in the end. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of like this little end table bookshelf thing I'd created, but I do change that up again in the end into something a little bit different. I do put the bookshelf on the other side of the wall just because we do end up moving the walls around, because apparently I am so indecisive that I can't just stick with the shape of the house that I made at the beginning, which is really annoying. Anyway, making some little custom bookshelves here with a few knickknacks, maybe for work and other things. I did put some things down here. I'm thinking the person with the tablet maybe is a writer and the other person maybe is a gardener. I don't know. Or maybe they're just researching plants that they could put in their little home garden. Yeah, I do use that new base game laptop. Now, it's kind of annoying that the only laptop we get that is base game is locked away behind the freelancer career. Yeah, that kind of bugs me a bit, considering laptops are such a common thing in real life. They're not something that you need to, you know, they're not particularly special. They're kind of the norm now, and then it's not the norm in Sims, apparently, to have a laptop. So, yeah, that's just me going on a rant. Yeah, anyway, using those boxes again, locked away from use by get to work. Love those boxes, though. I wish we could just get decor that was just storage boxes. But you have to cheat to get it. Oh well, oh well, oh well, oh well. Not the end of the world. But yes, you can see I've changed the little pile of books down next to the laptop to those sort of cooking books. They look a bit like gardening and cooking books. I don't know what they are. I think they came with Cool Kitchen. Yes, they did. So I don't know. Maybe that person likes cooking, or they write their own cookbooks about, growing your own food and how to cook with it. That could be cool. But I am onto the bedroom, and I do try and make little side tables out of these little modern cabinets. In the end, I believe I do change them to shelves to keep more of that wooden texture throughout the house, which I like because it does give me an opportunity to pull that bed back forward and use that the bed frame, headboard, got there, as a feature for that wall. There actually are no paintings around the house. The view is kind of the painting, and then apart from that there are mirrors in quite a few places to sort of reflect that view around the place, and that's sort of what I'm using as decoration, apart from maybe some plants here and there. I do change that mirror in a second to a different one, just because that's a trick I do use, to put a mirror on the back there where it's not quite clipping into the wall where I would like it to, because I love that bath. It's just so very useful, and I wish we had more like that. Yes, I am trying now to make a double sink, but I actually don't like how crowded the bathroom is in the end, so I do change that. You can see back to the single sink. Yeah, I think it's a totally useful bathroom. It's very normal. Maybe you can pretend that the toilet is a compost toilet, but a lot of these homes do have flushing toilets, so it's not particularly unusual. Also, I myself wouldn't want a composting toilet. I know that it's one way to be sustainable, but I kind of like a couple of my luxuries. I'm sorry. Yes, I mean, not that I would particularly see myself living in one of these homes anyway. It's one of those things that takes a lot of thinking about to even get in the mindset where you might consider it. But it's very interesting, and I do like watching the shows about it and seeing kind of what people come up with. So yeah, anyway, changing a lot of these colors now to away from the wood. I think I do use just this really basic sort of concrete wall. I'm not sure what you call that. There's a word and I cannot remember at all. Anyway, changing up the poles. This whole color scheme is basically changing away from that darker brown into a lighter color, which I really like in the end. I think it looks nice out on Winterberg Island. Also, I've done a lot of sort of dark wood modern builds lately, and I kind of just wanted to do something a little bit different. So here I am moving the poles around. So you'll see me doing this trick where I move it to the point where those poles are both touching the ground and the build above, and then we're just cleaning it up. So it's just extending some of these rooms back into the place where I want them, and then lining up the poles again. Yes, there was a bit of back and forth for this build, which is a little bit annoying, and I don't know how to stop myself doing it. I'm working on it. If it gets annoying, let me know, and I'll, work on it faster. But as it is, I'm kind of, I do struggle to make up my mind on what I'm doing. I have to go back and touch everything, and yes, it does make my builds a bit slower, which is annoying, but yeah. Anyway, that's where I'm at, I guess, with development in my own skills. Yeah, I was trying to put a TV in here, but eventually when I sized it down to a size that actually fit on the shelf, it was like too small to bother. It was so small. So I put one of these little Spa Day music wall speakers, that's what I'm looking for, up on the wall, so you just get nice, relaxing, calming music. I feel like this place is really calm. Oh, you know what I should have put in? A yoga mat. Oh, that would have made sense. Yeah. Put in a yoga mat if you have Spa Day. Do it if you do want to use this. I think it's totally appropriate. How great would it be doing that out here with these views? There's like almost not quite 360 degree views. This is one of the lower plots of land, a bit more in the bush, but you could still see the ocean. So if you're sitting on the couch in the living room, you can see out past the deck and the table out there. to a view, which is really nice. Also, I think out the bedroom windows you can as well. Also, looking out these windows here in the kitchen, you get a beautiful view of just trees. It just looks nice. It really looks nice in this house, looking out the windows, which is something I really wanted to focus on, was kind of, making sure you could see around the island, because Windenburg Island is so beautiful. I think it's pretty much my favorite spot to build. Yeah, absolutely. If I could live anywhere, it would be here. Though it's very isolated, which is very hard in real life. Depending on who you are, for me that might be a bit difficult. But in another way, that would be really great, because I don't particularly do the people thing. Maybe I should go live somewhere like this. Oh no. Anyway, here I am. I have actually tried to put some paintings up on the walls in different places. I haven't really shown you. You can sort of see there's one on the wall in the bedroom here. But in the end, I do just get rid of them all and put up plants and mirrors and those kind of things to keep the decorations almost in a natural tone. It was very hard finding a painting that didn't look, well, that looked right. I couldn't really find one. Yeah, so moving into more of the wood tones in here as well. I am changing those to little shelves, just putting a couple of very simple decorations so there's enough room around the bed. You can see also the storage I have put around the place is these built-in robes, in the hallway areas. And we do actually end up with a laundry outside, so it is just a tub and a line, sticking with that eco-friendly kind of feel. Yes, but you may want to try and fit in a washing machine somewhere. It's also very easy to extend this house. Just copy and paste one of the containers along somewhere else, and you will have an extended house. Very, 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 very simple. Anyway, we're moving outside now. I actually grabbed some growable plants from the gallery and I popped them in here. So you can actually do that. Go looking for a room full of plants, and they're already grown for you, so if you want to make a build like this, it's totally appropriate. Alright, just took a break in there to go and get some dried apple. My husband's home with my daughter, as it is a public holiday today. Actually, it's my birthday today. Happy birthday to me, I guess. For all the Australians out there, I'm 30 plus GSD, and nobody else will probably get that joke. So, yes, I'm recording this today, putting out tomorrow, so it'll be my birthday yesterday for you guys. Just making this garden sort of cute and low lying, so I do use different coloured ferns, which, oh my goodness, I never used those ones, the ones that look sort of red, because they look dead to me. But for some reason for this build, I was like, oh my goodness, why do I never use these? These are amazing. So I did pop those in there, and with those big white flowers that are sized up, and I think that looks great. Absolutely great. But yes, we are just finishing up with the landscaping. I am going to put in that laundry stuff in a second for you. And that'll pretty much be it for this build. Oh, here we go, fans. I forgot we were sticking fans in. Again, with that eco sort of feel for some natural cooling and heating and so on. Yeah, I was trying to find a tank here and a small fireplace, and I couldn't find either of those. But yeah, we're pretty much at the end, guys. So I will leave this one here. Do let me know what you think. I'll show you screenshots in a sec. But if you're liking what you're seeing, do like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!